Well, hello there. Let's check out the mess before we go and tackle it, shall we? I'm just going to give you a little tour around the house. I don't even go upstairs initially to show you the disaster zone that it was, which I don't even fully know what it was because I sent the kids up there before I went up there to give it a mother's touch. But this is after, how do I explain? So this is after the grand finale of birthday celebrations. Also, I was sick for 5 days, like in bed, not doing well. I had food poisoning. It was miserable. It's a whole thing. Maybe I'll share more with you. And I'm looking around at my laundry mountain. Ain't no mountain high except for my laundry mountain, okay? Every day. And especially since I was sick for so long. And so, life got busy, and then all of the laundry baskets are full. Dirty laundry is full. Clean laundry is toppling over, and there's laundry in the what's it called, washing machine, laundry everywhere. And wouldn't you know it, I didn't even touch it in this video unless I go back and do it and add it to the end. So my main goal, my main objective was just to go around each room and just tidy up, because every room, you ever get those moments where you're like, okay, the house needs a reset after the holidays, after the parties, after everything. And you go in, like for me, I walk around like every single room in the house is a disaster. I'm stepping on stuff every step I take and yada, yada. So that is the mode I was in, mood. The 2023, I'm still hanging on to the new year in the back there. Finally took that down. I mean, we were all kinds of messed up. We've got our Christmas tree up, and then the 2023, and Avelina had her birthday party. I mean, listen, after the birthday season, all of our kids have birthdays around Thanksgiving, Christmas, and we have a lot of kids. It just, I feel like whenever it's all done, Alex and I look at each other and we're like, okay, now we can breathe, but also what's next? Because there's always something that's going to happen next, especially when you have multiple kids running around. You're like, okay, when's the other shoe going to drop? As soon as you get things in order, that's when something happens. And for me, I never really even get my things in order. So it's always a lofty goal though. And actually this coming new year, it's actually sparked some excitement in me where in my head, I've got these plans. I'm thinking, all right, time to get my life together. No excuses other than the fact that I have a million kids and also a young baby, 3-month-old. Yeah, I can't call him a newborn anymore because he's not, but he's also very needy because he's a baby. So in between all of that, I'm thinking, yes, now's the time. It's time, you guys. Time to get your life together. But also not today, not in this video. In this video, I'm just trying to control the chaos and manage it just a smidge, okay? Just so I'm able to attempt to get my life together. But that is the goal in the coming months, because let's be real, I would love for it to take, weeks and do one thing in one day, but that's not going to happen because I keep my expectations low, and I feel like that's how you should live your life. You keep your expectations low, and then if you meet them, great, awesome, you're in a good mood, and then if you exceed them, even better, right? So anyway, my expectation is that I'm hoping to tackle each room and just declutter it and get it in order, and then by the time I circulate through the whole house, I'll have to start over again. And that's okay. But at least for a little bit, I feel like it'll be fine and decluttered. And this morning I was thinking, oh, my laundry room, I'm really excited to do that. Well, I'm not excited because obviously all of the laundry and clothes, which perspective, aren't we so happy to have all of these clothes to wear and all of these options and clothes on our back. But also the cabinets and stuff, I'm really needing to organize all of that again. It's been a year we've lived in this house, so we know what works for us, what system works, what doesn't. And I feel like our laundry room is finally coming together a little bit, and I'm realizing, when you get the pods, the Tide Pods or whatever, and then you throw them into a container, is that necessary? You know, because I have two and we'll go through this when we go to the laundry room, but I mean, obviously not in this video, or maybe we will, who the heck knows, where life will bring us. But I get the plastic, laundry soaps from the store, bring them home, put them into another large plastic container of my own, which is see-through and totally aesthetic and so Instagram worthy. And then from there, I dump them into a smaller, more manageable one that we grab from on the daily when we do laundry. So does that make sense for me to transfer it from one large plastic bin to another large plastic bin? That answer, my friends, is yes. I'm just kidding. It's no. And the reason it's no is because I don't do it. And it's just taking up space in my laundry room, and I need to just go through it and deal with it. And sometimes I do those projects 10 minutes at a time, 10-minute tasks and all that. Set a timer. Sometimes I just throw on some music and see how much I can get done. And really, recently, it's just been, okay, let me put the baby down to sleep and then get done what I can get done as fast as I can because, sometimes, especially during the day, he just takes cat naps 10 minutes at a time. I'm lucky if I get more than that. If he ever sleeps more than that, I'm always amazed. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's sleeping. I don't even know what to do with myself. So anyway, that's my plan of attack in the coming months, in this coming year. 2023 is the year I get my life together. How about you? I mean, I say it, but I don't think it's going to be true. And little deep cleaning here. I'm cleaning this rim. I guess I should have given you a closer shot. And I always think that, I should move the camera and give it a closer shot. But, I got other things to do. Oh, that went by really fast, but that was pleasing. The before and after of that tray. I should have slowed that down, but I didn't. Fruit flies, by the way. Hate them. Hate them with a passion. A steaming passion. Why? They're so hard to get rid of. And someone recently, one of Alex's family members, his aunt, told me that she bought because she saw I had the bowl of apple cider vinegar with a little thing of dish soap in it, and that's supposed to help catch the fruit flies and get rid of them, extinguish them. And it wasn't working. I mean, it kind of was, but they were still all over the place. And she told me that little apple that you see in my fruit tray, that red apple, that'll get rid of the fruit flies. Not in a day, but over time you just leave that out, and it has this contraption, and it keeps the flies trapped so they can't get out. So if they, even if they don't just drown in the juice or whatever, they can't escape. So it's fantastic. And I found that at Target. They sell it I actually maybe bought it from Publix, my grocery store, but they sell it everywhere. Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon, I bet has them too. So that has been working out great. And it's been getting rid of the fruit flies, if you're wondering, because, the weather's always really nice, so we leave the doors open too, so that sometimes brings in flies, which is weird because I feel like last year that did not happen at all. And then sometimes I feel like we get that one bad banana, or if you saw me open that orange bag, one crusty old moldy juicy orange was in there, and I think that's what attracted them this time, that orange, and I didn't even know it was in there until I opened the bag and dumped them out. So here I was thinking, oh my gosh, where are these fruit flies coming from? Well, that's it, and that happens, and that's fine. And add on to that the fact that the kitchen, did I clean the kitchen? Did you see the George Foreman on the counter? That was sitting there for forever. At least a week, 2 weeks is my guess, maybe longer. And that thing always sticks around. It's just I don't know, I say it's a pain to clean. It's not really, it's just big to move back and forth, and then it always gets wet and stuff. And anyway, the easiest way to clean it is to plug it in, get it warm, and then just, this stuff runs right off because the GFG is amazing, and that's how it was designed. Oh, by the way, Miss Bell greets us with her presents. Love that. My Meredith is really into princess dresses lately, and I was scrolling through Amazon, and she wanted to pick one out, so I let her pick one out, but really she picked out 5. And so this Belle dress came in, loving it. It's her third day wearing it nonstop. I'm like, okay, this thing needs a wash. You got to just let it go for an hour and a half and then never see it for 2 weeks, because that's about the turnaround time in my laundry room. 2 weeks. Anyway, so as soon as she put on the dress, she said, okay, where's my Anna dress? Because she had picked out so many. I said, I only bought one. Anyway, I remember when I was younger, wouldn't it be fun if we could all just keep playing dress up, or food for thought, are we still playing dress up? Eh? Are we? in our adult life, are we just dressing up as the people we want to be, you know? Oh, by the way, look at my new leggings. Hey, new fresh leggings. I had been wearing my black ones for about I think 5 years straight, if I had to guess, and never washed them. And that's what made them so comfortable, really. So anyway, yeah, I'm dressed up as someone who wants to work out but doesn't have the time. So instead, I'm cleaning my house. But at least I'm monochromatic, looking fly, doing it. Moving on to Meredith's room. Oh my gosh, Alex came home after I cleaned it and he said, wow, I haven't seen her room look so good since we moved in. That was really hard for some reason for me to say that sentence, but that's what he said. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know. I took some stuff out. I decluttered a little bit. I got rid of some toys that she doesn't play with, some toys that belonged upstairs. So I kind of organized, not really, because, you know, toys, and she's just going to come home and dump them out, and that's how she plays, and that's how kids play, and that's fine. But I did go through her drawers and went through her shoes, which was a big one. Going through her shoes, and I actually, oh my gosh, see, I'm already on a roll. It's just the snowball effect. You start going, and then you keep going and going and going until the snowball gets bigger and bigger and out of control, and that's kind of, that's metaphor for me, for my life. It's out of control. As much as I try to contain it, I cannot. But anyway, the snowball effect, I started in Wentworth's room, which I did not film. And I did that the night before because I was putting him to bed. And I said, oh my gosh, bud, like, I can't even put you to bed. I can't think in this room. I can't even close my eyes knowing that all of this stuff is around us. His floor was covered. It's like, Christmas toys, birthday toys, clothes, shoes everywhere. So I went through and cleaned up his room, a whole garbage bag full of garbage, packaging and stuff like that. Kind of organized his closet and I went to Target. If you saw my last video, I was kind of going through my pantry, and I needed to buy baskets. So I bought some baskets for the pantry, bought some baskets for Wentworth's closet because I had gone through that. And I actually got a couple for Meredith's wardrobe in the back there just to, organize to the next step. So anyway, I was going through Wentworth's shoes. He got rid of half of his shoes. I said, which ones are uncomfortable and don't fit, And I was surprised at how many shoes that he had grown out of. And it makes sense, like, kids grow so dang fast. Same with Meredith here. I think we got rid of half of her shoes because we store them on the bottom of this shelf thing. And every time she needed shoes, it was like, oh, well, no, those don't fit her, or, oh, no, I can't find the match to that, or whatever. So finally went through them, and it just feels so good to have a space that makes sense and that, like, I don't know, deep breath, right? Instead of running around the house every morning, where is this? It's nice to know, oh, that's where they go and that's where they are. And that's part of having your life together, which I do not. So slowly taking those baby steps. We'll see how long it lasts, right? She knows that's where her shoes are, but do they always make it there? Do they sometimes end up in the car because for whatever reason my kids decide to always take their shoes off in the car? I'm like, why is this a thing? Just keep your shoes on until you get home. Anyway, it's a nicer system because I feel like in the last house, shoes, if you can't tell, is a big, I don't even know what the word is, catastrophic event for us every morning. Get your shoes. Where are your shoes? Especially for Wentworth, for whatever reason. I don't know. And then sometimes his are outside. I'm like, oh my gosh, now they're wet because they're the morning dew and all of that. Anyway, what was I saying? I was trying to say in the last house, we had all of our shoes in one spot. Every shoe, I think most shoes that we owned, we had them in that IKEA shoe storage, which worked. It worked pretty well. It wasn't the greatest. And then we had our overstock, which, oh my gosh, we had so many dang shoes. So we had like overstock, and I used to keep shoes for hand-me-downs. I don't do that anymore because that was crazy. It was, oh my gosh, it just way too many shoes because my kids are just way too far apart to do that, and it just didn't work. So I ended up just like, if they don't fit them, either donate them if they're in good shape, which most of the time they aren't, well, unless they're like Meredith's size, or get rid of them. throw them away, So that's what we do now. I don't keep the back storage that I used to in the old house, which, oh my gosh, so freeing, so nice. To not have that. But I mean, it was nice to have shoes. If my kids were growing out of them, I'd say, okay, let's shop what we have first and then go to the store. But anyway, we don't have that anymore. And now in this house, each person stores their shoes where they sleep, like in their closet, in their room. And that is so much nicer. I don't know. It worked out in this house because there really is no foyer in this house. So we have the IKEA shoe cabinet in the garage, but we don't really like come in and out of there. I mean, we do, but not to put our shoes on. Anyway, it works for us. Find out what works for you and all that good stuff. Luckily on this house, the main rooms are on the bottom floor. So I know some people store like the socks and stuff by the front door because that's, or wherever the shoes are. Because if you say, oh, my kid needs socks, and then you have to run all the way upstairs. And if you have a 2-story house, it is all the way upstairs. It's not just, oh, let me go get him real quick. Unless you're super fit and in shape, in which case I am not at the moment. But that is also another goal of mine, to start going back to the gym. It hasn't happened yet because I told you I had food poisoning. I had big goals. I had these big dreams of mine. And I was like, yeah, okay. Kids are going back to school this week. That means I'm going to start heading back to the gym. I used to go to the gym 5 times a week. And it was amazing. That was just part of my life. And I feel like I'm so far removed from that. I don't even know what I'm going to do with with myself once I start going back. I'm going to be a whole new woman, but one step at a time. I bought an outfit, so there's that. I'm excited about it. I actually bought a few, and I'm really excited about it. But I did have food poisoning. You guys know. If you know, I don't like going out to eat because it is so expensive. Oh my gosh! And then my Bissel. You guys, there's a story behind this too. Let me tell a food poisoning story, and then I'll tell you why my vacuum is just dumping water on the ground and not really sucking anything up. All right, well, we'll get there. So, food poisoning, my kids and Alex, it was like the last day of winter vacation for us, and they were like, come on, Mom, let's go to Cracker Barrel. Come on, let's go out to eat. Let's celebrate. You've worked so hard. This is my family guilt tripping me into going out to eat, right? Because they know I don't like doing it because it costs so much money. And in my opinion, the food I make at home always tastes better. Okay? Well, not always. Definitely not always if it's a really nice restaurant. But I'm capable of making very good food at home. Does it happen every single night? Like, is my spaghetti world class? I would say yes. Okay? Anyway, so my kids are guilty. And I finally gave in. I said, no. Finally gave in. Said, oh, okay, fine. Let's just go. So we go to Cracker Barrel. You guys know how much I have an infinite love for Cracker Barrel. Well, wouldn't you know it? We got home from Cracker Barrel, and who gets food poisoning? Was it my family who was begging me to go? No, it is me. Me, myself, and I got food poisoning from Cracker Barrel. So, needless to say, I don't think I'll be going back there anytime soon. And there is an even bigger story behind that because Alex... Oh my gosh, for Christmas, I bought with credit card reward points that we had, you have the option to like cash out or get gift cards. So I always like to save that money and spend it on getting gifts for family members. So I like to get gift cards for people. So there's this one gift card I get a few family members that live in a different state. I get them a gift card to go out to eat. And so you get like 5 different places to go out to eat, 5 different options. And okay, these are balloons left over from the New Year's party. They're like 15 days old and they're indestructible. I've been trying to pop them and collect them around the house. Okay, so the gift cards, you get like 5 options of places. And I like to give it as a gift to specific family members. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, they can all, go out to dinner together and have a good time and experience and, just have dinner on me kind of. And so Alex asked when we were going to Cracker Barrel, he said, oh, do you have any of those gift cards? And I said, no, I gave them all as gifts. And he said, oh, well, why don't you order more for us? Because sometimes they're 10% off, which is another reason why I get them as gifts rather than cashing out, because I'm like, oh, I can get 10% off of the gift card. So I did that. I went on our bank, ordered more gift cards for us because in our minds we're like, okay, well, let's get a large amount of money on these gift cards because we know eventually we'll go back to Cracker Barrel and use them because that's our kids' favorite restaurant because there's a gift shop attached. And so they always think, oh, dinner and a toy. So so short story long, I ordered these gift cards for us for the future to use. And as soon as my food poisoning ended, we got them in the mail. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, of course we did. I said, I'm never going back there to eat ever. But you guys can go. What are the chances? I'm the one who got food poisoning. And I mean, I'm honestly glad that it was me and no one else because it's just so sad watching someone else sick. And if you've ever had food poisoning, it sucks the life out of you. I was in bed, bedridden. It is not a good time. At first, I thought it was the flu or something because I had I spiked a fever. I had body aches, chills, all of this, right? And I was like, oh, sure enough, let me isolate because I don't want you guys to get it. And then as my symptoms continued and I was like, not being able to keep anything down for days, and I'm nursing on top of that, I thought, I got nothing left. I'm not and Alex, after the fact, when I got better, he said, you know what? I was getting pretty worried about you. You were not looking good. So it was not a great time. I'm happy to be out of it, but will not be going back to Cracker Barrel anytime soon because holy cow. And I know exactly what it was. As I was eating, I was like, this is kind of off, This tastes like it's been sitting out for 2 weeks. And funny enough, okay, so I could go on and on about Cracker Barrel. There's more side stories to that, but I'll continue on. This Bissel, I realized, oh my gosh, I've been cleaning without the thing inside of it. So it's just been dumping water out and sucking nothing in. And I was wondering as I was cleaning, why is this stuff getting blown around? Why isn't it sucking up? And why is the floor so wet? Everything's so wet. I was stepping on it with my socks, which is one of my biggest pet peeves, wearing socks and stepping on something wet. And I just rolled with it. I was like, my socks are sopping. Why is this happening? And so I didn't even think to check if I put that thing in, which I didn't. So the container that I just put in the vacuum there, it's like a vacuum / mop. It's amazing. And that's the part where it sucks up the wetness and the dirt and the grime and stuff. So everything I did before, I was just sloshing it around. Really didn't clean anything. I was like, I can't believe I did this. What the heck was I thinking? So I'm glad I finally realized it, but then I had to go back in the dining room and Meredith's room and redo it, which really, it only takes a couple of minutes, but it was funny. Okay, I will never understand why people put chairs on the counter like this. Alex does it. I'm like, why do you, what? But also, thank you for sweeping. So Alex swept a little bit. You saw me clean up one of his piles, and then he was holding Wolfgang so I could finish cleaning. And so while the chairs were up there, I obviously never look at the bottom of the chairs because that's not where my eyes are. And while they were up here, I realized, oh my gosh, they're filthy. And I clean the tops of them pretty regularly, but not the bottoms. And some of them, because, people put their feet down there and the food falls down and splashes. If it's wet or whatever, it splashes up on the chair. And so I realized, wow, these are actually really dirty. I need to deal with it. So that was a nice thing that he put those up there. Wow, so convenient that he put those up there for me to clean. Thank you so much. But no, it really was, I was able to see it and think, oh my gosh, this needs to be tidied too. So I just with soap and water, you guys, that's all I'm cleaning with today. Basically, I mean, I spray maybe a couple of things, but nothing extensive, just soap and water, keeping it simple. And that's really all you need to clean. I mean, really, that's all you need to clean, right? A little bit of soap, a little bit of water, a little bit of cleaning rags. And I go through a lot of those always. And then coming down here, oh my gosh, if you see a hole, oh, I'm so embarrassed. A hole. I said, Alex, why can't we have anything nice? This is why we can't have nice things. Because we have kids. That was his reasoning. He said, you know what? We have a lot of kids. I don't know what happened, what kind of roughhousing was going on. You know, this past weekend, we had 20 people at the house, a bunch of middle schoolers. So who the heck knows what happened? I just stood there and I was like, we have a hole. We will fix it. It won't be fixed today, but it will be fixed eventually. And then I just had to move on with my day. I'm showing you how awesome this Bissel Crosswave is and why it's my favorite, because someone spilled hot chocolate, was sitting there for days. So it was sticky, it was crusty, it was old, and it was chocolate and milk and hot, but not hot anymore. Anyway, so I went over it with this Bissel. This is real time, and I just go over it slow, and I pick it up, and just like that, it just gets picked up. I don't have to scrub or anything, and it picks it up, and it's awesome, and that's one of the reasons why I love it. It's a vacuum, mop, all in one, and you can do carpets with it, vacuum. Did I say vacuum? Mop, sweep, all the things. And that's why I like it. Although I did sweep, if you've been seeing me pick up all the piles, I did decide, because it had been so long since our house had been cleaned, and we had literally 20 people here in and out of the house, outside, running outside, playing basketball, out in the yard, going in the water, all that stuff. So the floors were trashed. That was the main focus, if you can't tell. That was my main focus for today. Get everything tidy and then do the floors, because they needed it. That's an understatement. They needed it. And I'm going around with a scraper, and some of the stuff that was on the floor, I don't even know. There was like a pile of ketchup just dried on. And that's something that the Crosswave couldn't. I mean, I think if I would have gone over it enough times, it would have gotten it. But I was impatient, and I just got a scraper and scraped it up. I found like gum on the floor. I found all kinds of just random stuff is on the floor. So I like to go around with a little scraper. I mean, Alex uses a butter knife. That's like his tool of choice all the time. But yeah, if I see like sticky stuff, I just go by and scrape it, and then it lifts up, and I'm able to either throw it away if it's big, or the vacuum will get it when I go over it. And that's a nice little, it makes your floors look cleaner when there's not like patches of crap all over them, right? And really, your house can be, anyway, I should speak on just for me, my house can be clean, but if my floors are dirty, I still feel like, ugh, you know? That's like the main thing. But also, if the floors are clean and everything else is a mess, I guess it all just coincides with each other. If everything just needs to be clean. And then I went around, some of the baseboards were looking real gross and grody. So just soap and water again with this. And the catalyst for that was inside of the pantry. Something must have spilled. And so that's what I needed to do. But while I was down there, I thought, well, I might as well just keep on going. Gotta keep on cleaning. That's really it. And then this hallway, whatever happens to this door, I'll never know. The door from, but this is the most used bathroom. So it makes sense. The door was really dirty too. I don't know if I cut that part out. I might have left it in. But the door, the outside of the door was really filthy. I was like, what is happening? Everything was just so dirty. And the walls, oh my gosh, speaking of the walls, man, I'm really excited for what's to come this 2023 new year, because let me tell you, the wall cleaner that I used to have, that I told you I loved it, loved the smell. The smell was very strong. It smelled like when I was done, like a cleaning service had come in. And I, pros and cons to that. Some people have problems with scents, and I'm not big on like scents. I clean with a lot of essential oils, and if I clean that bathroom already, I use like the e-cloths. I really like those where you just clean with water. You don't need any solution. And they have like silver in it or something that is supposed to be all natural cleaning. I don't know. It's over my head. I don't look at the science. I just trust people. I have blind faith in people, and it's kind of a character flaw sometimes, but it's working out so far. Anyway, since that was the filthy water, if you saw that, and that was just the filthiness that got picked up. And then I, went back, I think the next day and just finished the job. But the windowsills always need this. It's not a windowsill. It's like the sliding glass doors. They always need a good one. Vacuum, but they also needed a wipe down, which I planned on doing, but ran out of time because actually on this day we were expecting more guests over. Oh, what's wrong with us, guys? And we were celebrating. So it was like just a very small surprise birthday party for one of Alex's friends. And so that was fun. So I just wanted to get this place in order before they came. And this is just me doing that. And some of the times I don't always lift the couch up and move the couch and get under it. So this is like months in the making. I hadn't done it. Maybe I did it before Thanksgiving when we had people over, and that's a maybe. I don't even know. So it's at least 2 months of like gunk and grime, and don't ask me what it is because I don't have a clue. Okay, anyway, back to the wall cleaner. I don't know how I got sidetracked, but I did. So I looked on Amazon. I used to have this wall cleaner. I don't even know the brand, but I liked it a lot. I mean, pros and cons, like I was saying, right? It's really strong, but also I kind of liked it. The smell of it, I can't explain what it is. It just smells clean to me, but not like, ooh, fresh linen clean. I don't know. Anyway, I went on there to order more. When you know it, they have more scents. And I feel like I left out. I missed out because they have a holiday scent. Oh, missed out on that one. Maybe for the next holiday. But they have a flannel scent. So I ordered that one, and then I ordered the original scent, which they describe it as some spring meadow or something. So I ordered both of them. I'll let you know which scent I like best. But I feel like it does a great job cleaning my walls. And I mean, really, I used it on more than walls. I used it on like everything because I don't care. Although it is very expensive. I will say that, and it was hard to purchase, and that's why I purchased it once last year. The bottle does last a long time, but I like cleaning my stairs with it because the scent just kind of lingers more than other cleaning products. And I like that. So I bought some more. Well, I feel like 1 bottle a year, even though I just told you I bought 2, it's like for experimental purposes. And I feel like I can justify it that way. I'll let you know. But 1 bottle a year, it's $20. And I think that was a sale price. So yeah, I mean, it's a large bottle, but also $20 is a lot of money for a cleaning product, especially when I have e-cloths and I can just use water and that's free. Well, I mean, you got your water bill, but also I use essential oils and a whole like concentrated solution is like $30 and I can get probably 200 bottles of cleaning supplies out of that. So $20 on 1 bottle is like really. But then I think about it, Kim's cleaning service has standards, and I feel like my clients really enjoy when their house smells like this product. So, that's my second justification. It's like Kim's cleaning service at your service, and I just have to come in with the good stuff. Because if I don't, that's how I lose clients. And so far, I haven't lost any. I have had a few to file grievances, though, about it. Okay, anyway, that's enough of that. Moving back to the kitchen, Alex came in and he's like, oh, do I need to finish sweeping in here? And I said, no, I just haven't come in here yet, like this area. Oh, those stools, they're going to be the death of me, I tell you. Meredith, first of all, I love having the stools around, but she picks them up and brings them where she needs to go. She's extremely independent, especially for a fresh 3-year-old. But she leaves the stools around and I trip over them all the time. And, I'm holding Wolfgang most of the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to break our necks on these stools. So I have to be vigilant about watching the stools where they are. Okay, moving on. I knew that this bathroom, the cabinets needed to be wiped down. Again, just used soap and water, nothing special. And then this baseboard, and I feel like every time I come in this bathroom, it kind of smells funky. So I was just trying to get as much cleaned as I could. And I think the funkiness, I don't know. It must have been from the cabinets because that did it. I had cleaned in here the day before, probably the day. I mean, this is like the most cleaned bathroom. As you see the lifted toilet seat and you're like, it doesn't look clean. Yeah, I'll get there. Maybe this year I'll replace it. Maybe next year. How about by 2025 that toilet seat will be replaced? Can we make that deal? Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay. So anyway, I think the funk was coming from the cabinet, which seems weird, but something must have spilled on it or who the heck knows, Kids are weird and they get into weird things. And anyway, so I just cleaned around the toilet on the floor and stuff in here because sometimes when I bring the mop in here, the vacuum mop, I can't fit in the nook and cranny. So I just did it by hand. It's just easier and faster that way. And then also one tip, when you're cleaning the bathroom, taking the garbage out, that makes it look so much cleaner anyway. And having a fresh bag in there, that's something I always try to do. And if you don't get to cleaning, the bathrooms, especially before you have guests that arrive, this is a trick I used to do, is just excuse yourself. Oh, I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. And then spend a little bit of extra time in the bathroom. They might think something's up, but something is up. You're in there cleaning. They might think it's something else. Do you still have food poisoning? Is what they might say. No, I'm just cleaning in here so you have a tidy bathroom. Okay, I opened up Avelina's sink because that's where we keep the cleaning products. And their like list for when they clean the bathroom, their checklist. And she put she got so many bath things for her birthday. I guess 12 years old is the age that you get personal hygiene products like soaps and lotions and face masks and all these things, right? So she decided under her sink was a great place to put them. So that's where they are. And I didn't even want to mess with them. I thought that's her thing and I'll let her deal with it. So I'm just, again, tidying it up. This took no time at all, maybe 3 to 5 minutes, just wiping everything down. I didn't do the mirrors, but it's like good enough, it's good enough. These people who are coming over, they don't care. They're not going to come in with white gloves and inspect everything. I just wanted everything to be good enough so I can move on with my decluttering journey and deep cleaning journey in the future. And plus, it's a bathroom. It's going to get messy in like a day anyway. By the way, candles. Love candles. That's a Christmas candle. I lit fresh pine, and I just can't get rid of it. I feel like it's a winter scent, so we're good. It's kind of chilly here in Florida. It's like 45 degrees this morning. So, open the windows, pop on a couple sweaters, and you're good to go. I say that when I was filming, Wolfgang is not cold. Don't worry about it. When I was filming, he was fine. I actually almost opened the window because I was sweating, and then I was like, the breeze, he doesn't have pants on and stuff. So inside the house is fine. And moving on to the playroom. I don't want to know what it looked like before because I walked up here and I was like, oh, really? Like the kids had been up here tidying for a while. And I think it was their second round of tidying because they had been up here a few days prior. And so I said, you know what? Give me 15 minutes. I'll give it a mother's touch. And I feel like it'll be good to go. By the way, the locks that I bought for those cabinets, I guess, I don't know who got into them, if it was an older child or if it was I don't know, but they popped off. So the stickiness wasn't enough. I mean, it is enough to deter someone to think, oh, this is hard to open. Maybe I should stop. But then they kept going and it just popped off. That's my logic. I don't know. So I'm going to have to go in with the screws and actually screw it into the cabinet, which is what I was trying to avoid. Or I might move all of the board games all together. So this is another room that I'm excited about reorganizing because those upper cabinets, which are probably supposed to be for cups and stuff, for entertaining, but we don't do drinks up here if we can help it. Water bottles are okay, but even then I'm like, no. And really that's all we have in our house anyway is water. I mean, almond milk too, but anyway, I digress. So maybe I will put the board games up in that cabinet, and that way I won't have to worry about the locks and stuff. But also under the sink where I have some cleaning products, I mean, they're like all natural, but still like Wolfgang is going to be crawling any minute now. So I should put more locks on there. So anyway, I've got some things to do upstairs, some locks to put on, the drawers as well, some reorganizing and stuff like that. So we'll get there when we get there. And I feel like we're going to get there sooner than later because, like I said, Wolfgang is going to be crawling any second. When do your kids start crawling? For me, 4 months, 4 or 5 months, and my kids are on the move. On the move, and I wish it wasn't so. I wish they didn't have that muscle strength and they just laid on the ground for longer. Oh man, my kids are walking by 8, 9 months. And I'm not exaggerating. Wish I was. I wish they were the type of kids to walk at like 13 months, 15 months. Like, give me a little bit more of a break here. Because once they start walking, then it's just a matter of time before they're running. All right. Anyway, and I feel like he's going to spend a lot of time up here because that's where the toys are. Okay. Well, moving on. I don't know what these spills are, but I'm just trying to wipe them up the best I can to the best of my ability. And you know what? I'm going to go do the laundry right now. So let's go do that. I don't want to. I'll do a little bit. Just how about towels? That's it. Okay. So Spoiler alert, I ended up doing more than towels. And isn't it nice to have time to fold laundry? Hey, ho, laundry's never ending. So I came in here initially and I was like, okay, towels, let's focus. Well, the towels are all intertwined. And I was just like, you know what? If I'm in here doing it, I might as well do it all. I might as well sort it. Listen, I didn't do it all. I didn't put it all away. And that's half the battle of folding, is like putting it away as well. But this morning, Alex was talking to the kids and was like, hey, guess what we get to do when we get home? And the kids are like, jujitsu. And he said, before that, that's right, laundry, chore day, and all that good stuff. So fun for them. I did half the work. I feel like half the work is just sorting it. And now they can just take their baskets and put them away in their room, which also is the other half of the battle, you know. And the more we do it, the less of a battle it is. So there's that. But it's my goal to help the little ones at least, because sometimes, you know, Wentworth is good about putting his clothes away, but sometimes, you know, he's sick, so he's still learning, and that's fine. So hopefully we can get his closet in order in the coming days. And, you know, I'm thinking now, like, for whatever, I feel really weak. I'm shaking. You know, I'm fine, but am I fine? Am I fine? I'm trying to look at what time it is. Like, what have I eaten today? I haven't been eating a ton since, you know, I was, you know, food poisoning. And for a minute, I thought, oh my gosh, am I pregnant? Because that's how I feel when I'm pregnant. I feel like I'm what I did when I had food poisoning. Just super ill, super weak, bedridden, all of those things. And happy to report, as far as I know, I'm not having the surprise 6th, okay? It would be the earliest I've ever felt that way. But man, have you guys ever had food poisoning? It is not fun. And that's part of the reason why this laundry got piled up as well. You know, after the holidays, after New Year's, Alex and I were like, okay, it's time to like get everything in order. And then we had the final finasco of everyone over. And part of the so many towels is that everyone needed to shower, you know, and there were a ton of people here. So that's half the laundry is towels, and then the other half is obviously just us trying to catch up on things. So life gets in the way sometimes, and that happens, and that is way more exciting than doing laundry, right? And by the way, I've got these pimple patches on. They're called the Mighty Patch. Some people don't like the word pimple. Blemish. I don't know what else you call them. I don't know if they're hormonal, and that was another thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm breaking out. What is happening? Hormonal acne is so much fun. Also, don't know if it's because of the things that I'm eating either. Why am I breaking out? It's so weird. It's like I have wrinkles and pimples. It should be illegal. I don't like it. No, thank you. It's always around my chin, which leads me to believe it's hormonal or something I'm eating. I don't know, but I know some people say cut out dairy. Well, thank you, Wolfgang. I have. Well, it's intermittent. You know, I cut it out for 2 weeks and then I give in and I'm like, okay, his spitting up hasn't changed at all. I don't think anything of that. And so I eat a little bit. So anyway, if I do eat dairy, it's extremely minimal. Anyway, a lot of people say that that's the cause of acne too, which I don't know, probably is. Everything starts in your gut. Isn't that right? I should start eating healthier. Oh, speaking of that, I'm planning on meal planning today. Hey, I'm looking at my recipes right here, trying to plan out the day. I'm looking at this towel like crying inside. I love my towels from Hershey Park. And that one, just someone decided to pour bleach everywhere and just use that towel to clean. I should be happy that they cleaned, but also sad because my towel is ruined. Good thing I have 5 others. But anyway, I love Hershey Park towels. I love that we got those. Those are so fun. We got them because we rented a pavilion, which cost an arm and a leg. And I was over the moon when we got like a bag full of towels. I was like, this is so great. Totally worth it. Anyway, it kind of was, but it was really busy that day. Anyway, memories all alone in the moon. I kind of feel like I just heard someone in my house. I was half expecting Alex to like say something, and now no one's saying anything, and now I'm wondering, if someone comes and gets me, at least it's gonna be on audio. All right, well, there's that. If you hear from me next time, it's nothing. If not, arrivederci. Speaking of arrivederci, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time. Hope it motivated you to get some cleaning done around your house. If nothing else, I hope I gave you some friendship for, while you were doing whatever the heck it is that you were doing. Hanging around the house with your kids or not, riding in the car. Just living life. I'm glad I could live life with you. And I'm glad we can start this new year off strong, getting our lives together in order, or at least scratching the surface. I feel like that's what I did today. I'm just scratching the surface with tidying up. And really, I feel like we got a lot accomplished. And that's something we can hang our hat on. Where does that expression even come from? I don't even wear hats. I feel like I should. My hair's been looking real greasy these days. I probably should shower. I call Wolfgang stinky butt, but really I'm the one who hasn't showered in days. All right. Let's end it like this. I'll see you next time. Bye.